Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Kenya, and the First Lady, honorable guests, members of the Moi family, ladies and gentlemen. I am humbled to be accorded the honor of speaking to you about our patriarch, His Excellency Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, who is also my patient and my friend. I first met Mzee in 1977 when he was a 60-year-old vice president and I was a 33-year young cardiologist. His secretary, Mrs. Smith, called to ask me if, when, and where I could see him. Yes, any time at Kenyatta National Hospital. And we began our 42-year relationship. At our first meeting, I was, of course, awed by Mzee's erect stature and commanding presence. Our relationship as doctor and patient warmed over 42 years with his deepening trust in me, our mutual respect, and growing friendship. During his presidency, when I would check him on a weekly at State House, he was always considerate of my time so that I could get back to my other patients without delay. After taking his interim history and examining him, he would invite me for a cup of tea. He always would say a silent prayer first as he held his cup. Then we would discuss our favorite subjects, the latest in medical developments, the Old Testament, and its application in today's world, international politics, and the state of Israel. Mzee was an exemplary patient, following my advice on medicine, diet, and lifestyle. For the record, as Gideon said yesterday, yes, Mzee loved his meat. He also enjoyed sharing a small glass of sweet, kosher sacramental wine from Israel with Sir Charles Njonjo and myself, and maybe just a wee bit at bedtime. Dawa ya wazee. There was only one issue in which I could not sway him. That was his working too many hours. I even resorted to using the words from Exodus when Jethro advised his son-in-law Moses, "The things you are doing are not right. You will surely wear yourself out. Make it easy for yourself and let them share the burden." But this did not sway his work ethic, nor does it sway mine, much to my wife's chagrin. I traveled the world with Mzee, and among my other professional duties was to make sure we were not eating exotic animals, such as cats, snake, dog, nor drinking buffalo milk when we were in China. As a friend, he participated in my major life events, holding my firstborn son on his 8th day of life for his circumcision, and attending my marriage to Hannah. After his retirement, we shared many small dinners with dear friends at our home. Mzee was a devout, God-fearing Christian. And as a Jew and the head of the Jewish community of Kenya, our trips to Israel was always poignant for both of us. His love for Israel reflected in a decision that benefited both Kenya and Israel, such as the reestablishment of diplomatic relations and support in the UN. Israel helped Kenya with educational, agricultural, and infrastructure development, internal security, and even sending Israeli emergency response teams to some of our disasters. Mzee was devastated when his friend, Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, was killed, and he was unable to attend the funeral because we were traveling. However, I explained that attending the Shloshim, that is the 30th day of mourning, would be a special act of great respect. He told me of a similar tradition among the Kalenjians. And then he turned to Dr. Sally Koske and said, "Make arrangements, we are going." As the only international dignitary at the Prime Minister's Shloshim, he was treated with great honor. Mzee and I found many traditions in common between the Jews and the Kalenjians, such as dietary habits, holidays, rites of passage, and even burial. We pondered if Kalenjians, this was his thesis, were not one of the lost tribes of Israel. When Mzee needed cataract surgery, he chose to go to Israel. When he began having difficulty walking 2 years ago, he jumped at the idea of further investigations in Israel, the land of miracles. Though medical investigations yield nothing much more than the need for increased physical therapy, however, spiritual therapy must have played a part. Bumping over the narrow cobbled streets through the old city of Jerusalem, we took Mzee by the colorful, aromatic souks to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which contains two of the holiest sites in Christianity. The site where Jesus was crucified and where he was said to have been buried and resurrected. There Mzee became exuberant as he fuata nyayo ya Yesu, followed the footsteps of Jesus. Touching the stone where Jesus was laid out after his crucifixion, he called out to me, "Ndagitari, Angalia, Yesu, alikahapa hapa," as he touched the stone with great excitement. In the days that followed, Mzee seemed invigorated to the extent that medicine cannot explain. He continued to be the exemplary patient, but with a new enthusiasm that gave him more strength and liveliness. During his final illness, this strong leader fought hard. His belief in his faith and his family never faltered. In the hospital, he was appreciative and gracious. He listened to the sermons of evangelical preachers, and he was excited when his sons Raymond or Gideon appeared on the TV and would point at the TV for me to notice it. Alas, his old body had fought all its battles. At age somewhere around 103, Mzee died. We grieve our patriarch, but grief comes from love. And over the years, the pain of grief will fade, but it will be replaced by the wholeness of love that is its origin. During his last 4 months, Gideon and I witnessed Mzee's positive response whenever I told him about the special prayer, Hebrew prayer, I said for him every Shabbat, every Sabbath in the synagogue. Mzee, this is the final prayer I can offer you, that your soul may forever rest beneath the wings of the divine presence. It is called El Maleh Rachamim, and is the prayer to God for the soul of the departed. And it is brief.